So, what do you want to talk about for today? It's so interesting. So, about the birth and death. Sounds heavy. Sounds really responsible. Very much is talked about it, very much about is learned about it. So, on this topic, the question is, the theme is really heavy, so it comes really slow. So, if humans need something in common to have a child, something about sex, I mean more on an energetic level. So what should do people have in common to have a child? Let us think. Maybe the question is what should two people should have in common to have a child? So are you thinking about a child to have another child? Another one? No. So, this is a question for a human. They was just talking before about that in the process of sex there is something going on. Well, you can do on earth whatever you like, but exactly today that child doesn't want to be born. And you can try and do anything you want. And simply by changing your thinking, perception and atmosphere, child could think this moment is good. And now the moment is here and we have to call for everyone the big moment. And now we need to start worrying if we are doing everything right. So we were waiting for this moment and now we don't need to start worrying. So people who cannot have a child for a long period of time should change their thinking, perception and atmosphere. Child is a very sensitive soul and child feels everything around it for 9 months. So mostly everything is done so that some kind of mind or opinion is satisfied, but not the child. It makes big discomfort and resistance. After that, sensitive souls like child don't feel very comfortable. It would be something like, would be that somebody dabs you all the time and asks you if you are still breathing, if you're alright, and dabs and dabs and dabs again, but nobody wants to be dabbed. For example, put yourself in prison cell and check all the time if you're okay, and check the pulse, and then change the blood, and use some kind of scanners, then discuss something, and then fight a little bit, and then again observe all that after eating something, like something extraordinary happens there, like something really unbelievable. Because 100 years ago people maybe lived with the thought that okay, whatever happens, happens. But now people are afraid to do something, making it so difficult and making all those stressful decisions. But what if I do something wrong because doctor said or something? This is just one explanation. Just don't make it so all difficult with all those difficult situations. Why everybody want that perfect child? We can ask you, why do you want that perfect child? So the question is, why do people want perfect child? They don't want a perfect child. They want to uh, don't want to be afraid, or don't want that kind of suffering or something. Can a child be born for another parent? Like a child, borning of a child is something really difficult. Yes, the answer is yes. Okay. Next question: why there are so many orphans in Latvia? So, orphans are childs who does not have parents, right? Or childs who were taken away from the parents. So, you want to know exactly why there are so many orphans in Latvia? So, firstly, as you already said, you are taking away those parents from those childs from parents and are putting them inside the orphan houses. There another explanation that they are growing up in not good families, and again they are taken away. Another explanation then, for example, mother dies and then child stays alone, and that's why they so many. Really simple explanation. Is that some kind of experience which child choose? So then again, that is soul's chosen individual experience. They chose this path, how to realize themselves. Each individual chooses individual path which helps him to realize himself. Maybe for another people it seems something sad. Maybe for those childs it means something sad as well. But it helps them realize. I realize and realize again, it helps. But after years, it is important experience to realize in unique individual cases for each and every child. Really unique situations. Those people who see something sad in that, uh, somehow they look at themselves in some way. That's why they feel sad. They feel in themselves that something in this world is not right. Not really, uh, not really like it should be. But that is only another in the right order. So why it is like this? Maybe it is for like all people to understand and realize more. Does it answer your question? A little bit? Fully or not fully? Or just a little bit? Well, yes, yes. Explains. I already knew that. Maybe another lovely question. Um, Waking up for yourself, for your own nature, you're making more emotional, more sensitive. You are opening up for your own vision and perspective. Like that. But sometimes I meet those orphans, and those feelings have changed for them. To wake up in yourself through such feelings, such experience, look at oneself differently, and you will look on to others differently in different you. Like this. Are there any more questions? So about the topic of death. So what is it about? When does human realize that he's going away? You are gonna go so far when you yourself realize that it is time to go. Now it's enough and it's time to go. Something like that. But people who are too deep in their emotional and thinking mind and fear energies, it happens for them more spontaneously because they forget about themselves. But as soon as you are realize yourself, you never say that death is something you should be afraid of or you should pay attention to or something. It is in your own action. So you ask yourself, why are you still here? What you else need to do? And as soon as you do everything what you need to do, you will start to feel that place, as you say, going home. What you call going to home. Like this. Sometimes when people say they are not afraid of death, they really mean I am afraid of death. Then again, don't tell I'm not afraid, because then every day you will feel that fear. You will experience it. It is like you are every day growing your society, like you should be afraid of something. You're gonna go that far, so far that you will have to choose, and then one moment you realize it is enough? No, I have to go now. Like, as soon as you realize you yourself, you realize that there is nothing to fear in death, you will understand. There is nothing to be afraid of. It will transform into really unique, great experience. And you will realize that it was really simple. and then you will realize if you want to experience something else, and then again you realize, oh, it was so simple, and now you have to realize that you can apply this simpleness in your life. More simple like it was ever before. Like this. So, for people to get hold in system, the control is being through some kind of warfare. But if people would not be afraid of dying, there would be no influence or effect. You can like hit and shoot at the man, and he doesn't like react to it, and he anyways will not do what you want him to do in the way of controlling him. But when human is bullied, he will do anything not to go through his own energy of fear. So, like this. And then again, when the man dies, you bury him down deep in the ground so he doesn't suffer in some kind of sunlight. And that's so he will never suffer again. And all the times. Amen. So in the society, there is a cultivating of fear to keep humans in some kind of borders through which they can control those humans and see what they are doing in this economic system. And not only economic, in like cultural society system. And just because somebody wants something more. Why sometimes when there is a funeral, people are crying? Well, it is on the one hand it is really sad, on another it is so lovely. Yeah, like this. That warm, nice feelings which are going through emotions. Emotions are coming through heart, in same way you are touching higher feeling. Some people cry because they don't understand and they think it is really, really awful because how are they going to live without him? That is so dreadful and it is madness. They want to cry about their thought and they fall into suffering and start panicking. Start thinking how to lower this emotional suffering. Once again, we say that information is given from generation to generation and it is cultivated inside of you and you are holding on to it. It looks like gray and black mist or fog and it holds there. As soon as you give it to each other, it can manifest as sadness, sorrow, or sometimes as laughter. But then again, if man realizes what is death, he doesn't have any emotions at any moment. It is same as like this. Today you meet your friend and then the next day he goes away to another country or city, to other place, but you know you are going to meet him someday again. There are no problems. When you put that theme that he died today, suddenly it becomes dreadful, like something is lost. But then again, you will never know if you meet him again. All we want to say that there is nothing to worry about. And this suffering is all your inner energy manifestations which you inherited from others. Child, your inheritance will be really big sorrow. Now I give it to you. Put your signature here, and now you will have to grieve that somebody died. Thank you. And now I can be gone because that child will grieve and he studied so good. Then again and again, it is your inner energetic luggage from others. So crying on funeral is like letting go of this luggage. Like this. Is there a difference if body is cremated or buried? First we'll look what you think the difference is. In our perspective, it depends how human perceives this situation. Because how people experience these situations is their own free choice and free will. In this case, if you think cremating is better and easier, it helps you to perceive it much easier, then we would say that soul really likes if somebody remembers it. So each soul has their own mission in this world and that world. Our seeing is if it helps you and suits you best. So if cremating is the best option, then it is the best for you. And our advice is to look at this moment positively, beautifully, like one more infinity. Infinity has begun. Very often those people who die continue to come back and say, listen, we thought that there is no death. What a madness. We thought there is no life after death. Oh my God, what to do now? But look, it is okay, I'm here and everything is cool. Do you hear me? And then that human who's alive thinks, what's happening? I have to go for a cleansing or something. I think there are dead people walking around. Like this. So we see it like you should perceive it more freely, comfortably, allowing and respecting the other soul which is gone. You feel it and you will understand it. You will feel it and you will understand it. We would say there is no thing more beautiful than going away. Most beautiful experience to go away when you realize your own nature, your infinity, and your beauty. Who decides that humans must go away? That human himself decides. Does it mean he can live infinitely? Sometimes human thinks, oh, I don't want to die. And then higher beings look at him like, oh, he wants to die so badly. Again, if there is a peaceful state inside, state of freedom, you call it state of awareness. There are no questions to die or not to die, because you live in total state of consciousness. and you are here and now, all the time. And everything that happens is happening. There are no thoughts about past or future, or about making a decision. Just living life as it is. Like this. When in this state of awareness and self-realization, there are no time concepts, no idea of time. Idea of time is gone. Idea of what is good or bad is gone, etc. Natural changes are happening all the time. And by living infinitely, you would not get experiences for growing. So, like this. So, through this state of realization, human himself will become very meditative and realizes will realize if there is something more in this life he wants to experience, or he's ready to go away, like to pass, like this. Through realizing. Everything happens through realization. Each individual's perspective is totally different. That's why answering for another individual we cannot. That's your individual perspective. So, to answer why a human is doing like so, he must answer for himself. That is each human's individual perspective. Like this. Okay, so what is the next question? So, is suicide good for your health? Let's look at this in more details. Is suicide good for body? Well, body itself has really much suffering because you are always thinking about it and repress it and torture again. It's that is suffering for body. Well, in this perspective, suicide is good for your body. Body at least can go in peace. Nobody will torture it anymore. We would say it is good for body, but is it good for your own self is another question. We would say that it is how you experience your own inner protests and discontent. This is how you realize what you cannot get rid of. So, this life is given to experience that and realize this. But no, you want to do suicide because you don't want to face your own energies. You want to run away. we would say it is just another unconditional experience. That decision is based on what type of energies human has inside. It depends on inner energy luggage and on rich collection of thoughts. Like this is the only way, like there is nothing else, and the only option left is to use those tablets. But after all, there is only one energy which you are looking at and observing, which is going to follow you even if you do that suicide, but in other values and other ways. When realizing this, it can come to other emotion to perceive, or a man can realize something like this. Life is a circus. So I want to go away at last. And imagine old uncle who thinks, so how can I die? How can I die? And then that human thinks of what he can do so funny and interesting to pass away. Then again, you have your free choice and free will. It is still there. We would say that it is inner weakness and not knowing how to face yourself and outer world. And this outer world enslaves and attaches you that you must be like this, you must be better, you must be smarter, and you must be like that and this and that. And it is holding you back from being free and being yourself. Like this. That is only one more unconditional experience. So is there something else? Any other questions? Well, that ankle seemed really funny. He couldn't think what is the right way, how to pass on. And then 1 week passed, 2 weeks passed, and then he kind of entered the suffering kind of again. And he thought all the time which one is the better way. Really funny and beautiful. So, any other questions? A question from mind about the mind. So, mind thought of asking. So, mind is just a mirror for inner energies. Stop fighting it. You have nothing to worry about, nothing to stress or feel bad about. So, is there any kind of technique how to feel happier? Stop fighting. Just be happy. Just laugh. Just be loving, like full of nice emotions and feelings. And once again, be free. Be free to be yourself. Life is going to live as it is. But that tendency of humans is to resist life, and it makes suffering. Really simple. And there are no techniques. Just be yourself. Be free. More freely, more alive. Be simple. Just like, be more like air. Be more loving. Allow, and this allows to see everything in the role of observer. And it helps you to realize who you really are. Just perceive life more simply. Everything is really simple and you don't need really any kind of techniques. Does it count as a technique? No, it's not a technique. Really simple. So, life will always move on, and what must happen, it is going to happen. Like this. Through realization of self and individual feeling, for some individuals it is peace, for some happiness or laughter, you realize that inner manifestation of energies to outer. Simply, in life, everything is going to happen. Like this. Depending on how harmonized with this inner manifestation you are. And life automatically moves to your inner calling by inner voice and calling or that feeling. By changing this feeling, you can change your life. But if you conceptualize and resist, if you start thinking and remembering or projecting a future, you simply make big chaos in your energetic expression. Very big chaos through which manifests very big chaos. So, like this. Try not to resist. Allow this inner feeling. But when you feel your inner nature, your happiness or realization, each human has his own individual expression of this feeling. But then life will move freely and it will grow just like wonderful, dreamlike garden of roses. Really simple. Just allow yourself and feel your true nature. And those who don't have roses, just start planting seeds. Really simple. Just allow yourself to feel your true nature, which makes you feel really positive. Because it will be you who is living, and that will be you who creates and creates your own life. So like this. Alright, for today that is it. And you allow your nature to manifest. Thank you. Many blessings.
Prata minha. būs mūsu
Kad tumšs. Nē, es vienkārši piespiedu ātrāk beigties, tāpēc, kad ja pašam vienkārši jābrauc, ne tikai man vienīgam. Tāpēc sanāca ātrāk beigties.
Nevajag. Nu tā, ļoti labi.
Kad tu prasīji to pēdējo jautājumu, tu prasīji sprāt, jā? Un Daila prasīja, jā?
Nē, es prasīju saulēt.
Jā, saulēt. Un tad viņi tāds skaistums, pēkšņi tāds atceras uzreiz, kad viņi, es tagad beidzot saprotu, kāpēc ir tas, kad jautājums tiek uzdots no sirds, kad čuvaki, viņi vienkārši tas sirds, tas cilvēks kaut kādā savu to savu patieso būtību riktīgi uz āru izdod, un viņi vienkārši ielēnt iekšā, vienkārši, cik tas ir skaisti, un tagad es saprotu, kur ir tas prikols, kāpēc čuvakiem ļoti patīk dažādība, ļoti patīk izpausties skaistāk un skaistāk, jo katrs tas skaistais izpausme, dvēseli cilvēks, ir kaut kas nenormāls skaists, vienkārši nenormāls skaists, un tad viņi vienkārši bauda, viņi tur vienkārši bauda visas redzējumus, vienkārši bauda, un tas ne jau tā kā bauda, bet tas vienkārši tur, cik tas ir skaisti, un viņi ielien iekšā tā enerģijā vienkārši šķīst ārā tur visu, cik tas ir skaisti.
Viņi tā kā kaut kādā ziņā uzņem to cilvēku pieredzi sevī caur to jautājumu.
Tā kā pat, piemēram, katrs cilvēks kaut ko staro, vai ne?
Jā.
Visi staro ļoti augstu gaismu, protams, ja tas prāts nesasprostojās. Un tad tas starojums, ka viņš nāk uz āru, viņš ir kaut kāds ļoti dievišķs, bet katram unikāls. Un tad viņi tieši to dievišķo starojumu, it kā to paspīd uz tiem tos dievišķos starojumus, viņi reiz, cik skaisti! Un tad viņi tā vienkārši izšķīst.
Atskrien visu planētu un izšķīst saulrietā.
Tas man tā kā mums, jā, mēs iet skatīties uz kaut kādu skaistu dārzu, un visi grib iet uz to skaisto dārzu.
Skīno mēs ejam.
Skīnīt, jā, uz kaut ko ļoti skaistu, un tad viņi tur drasē riņķī, kur vēl kaut kas skaists un interesants ir. Kad kaut kā arī tāda vērtība ir.
Sanāk, ja cilvēki tā kā no sirds tos jautājumus tā kā risina, tad viņi kaut kā dalās ar to savu pieredzi.
Jā, viņi dalās savu pieredzi, un viņi paši iepazīst savu dabu, viņi paši iepazīst savu patieso būtību, un tas ir vēl skaistāk, tā kā visu laiku gribās pašam raudāt par to, cik viss ir skaists. Tas ir tāda vērtība, es saprotu, ko novērtē ļoti. Pat nevis tā kā novērtē, tā ir tā, es teiktu, tā gaismas, tā vērtība, tas skaistums, es nezinu, kā pasaka. Tas bija ļoti forši. Patīgušais asars.
Prikoļna.
Prikoļna. Jā, bet sākumā, varbūt no malas to varbūt nevar tik ļoti redzēt. Kaut kādi, teiksim, tu var sateikt ar Channeling divās pusēs. Pirmais ir tikai iesildīšanās, kur apmēram ir tā, es saprotu, ko jūs sakiet, nesaprotu. Kaut kā, apmēram tā, ka man iekšā ir tā, ka kaut kā vēl salāgošanās noteikti ar tiem jautājumiem, un tad uz beigām, kad aiziet tā saruna, tad jau ir tas savienojums diezgan stingrāks. Tā kā tu esi iesildījies, un jau tu aizēji riktīgi, un tad kaut kā tā informācijas apmaiņa vajadzēja tāda vērtīgāka, kaut kā, man emocionāli, man nevis emocionāli, bet tieši sajūtās, ja es izgaršoju to informāciju, kas nāk, es jau cik forši tas ir. Sākumā tā kā bišķiņ varbūt prāts jautās, nemieris ir, un noteikti tāda, mēs runā kaut ko čuvāk, noteikti tāda, tā kā bišķiņ tāda, pagaidi, vēlreiz var uzdot kaut kas samadzīgs. Un tagad aiziet tajā plūsmā, tad es vienkārši izbaudu informāciju, man nāk, es pats to malā būdams izbaudu, un vēl tas uz ārā nāk daudz brīvāk, mēs cik skaidrs. Vienkārši tu ieej beidzot plūsmā iekšā.
Tad tu tā kā apmēram, čuvaks Matīs, kurš nepiedalās tajā, bet ar tā kā skatās no malas, un redz to plūsmu, kā tur iet cauri saulrietu, un tie tas šķīs vienā galā.
Jā, tad tieši tā enerģija, kad kaut kā ir aiziet tā plūsma, tā enerģija paliek tāda, taustāmāka, baudāmāka, izgaršojamāka, plūstošāka, informatīvāka, un tas pārsvarā noteikti tajā otrajā pusē. Kad es pats esmu bišķiņ tā kā prāts nomierinājies, tas aiziet tā brīvāk, raitāk. Labi, jātaisās prāt, diemžēl.
Par to prātu bija īstenībā baigi labi.
Es jau tur daudz ko nācos, bet man liekas,